This is the WJTS News. In the news tonight, Jasper teen facing felony charges. Odin Nursing Home sees COVID numbers rise. COVID-19 Indiana update. Also, Kurt Guksa will be in the sports. On our Monday with the Mayor segment, we speak with Rockport Mayor Dom Winkler. All this and more coming up on WJTS TV News. Good evening. I'm Jenna Schaffer with the news. A Jasper teenager is facing felony charges after a domestic dispute. Jasper police responded to a residence on Badenstrasse early on Monday morning. We are told that the suspect, identified as 19-year-old Alex Courthouse, allegedly put his sister in a headlock, was violent with other family members, and was highly intoxicated. After failing to comply with the officer's commands, Courthouse was physically restrained. After receiving medical clearance at Memorial Hospital, Courthouse was booked into the Dubois County Security Center and charged with domestic battery, resisting law enforcement, and minor consumption of alcohol. As of today on Monday at 8 a.m., there are a total of 13 positive COVID-19 tests among Dubois County residents. The Dubois County Health Department asks that all persons who are in a community setting and in situations where they are around other people need to be wearing a cloth face covering to cover nose and mouth. This does include gas stations, grocery stores, and pharmacy workers, to name just a few. This recommendation comes from Indiana State Department of Health, or the ISDH, and Center for Disease Control, or the CDC. The Daviess County Health Department also put out a notice yesterday of potential exposure to COVID-19 at a local gas station. A confirmed positive case of COVID-19 was reported at Chuckles Convenience Store located at 601 West Elnora Street in Odin on Tuesday, April 7th, sometime between 6 a.m. and 8 a.m. If anyone in the public was present during those hours on that specific day and feel you may have had direct exposure, you need to quarantine yourself for 14 days from that date and contact your health provider should you have any illness within those 14 days. It's not necessary for you to seek testing for COVID-19 without first speaking to your primary health provider. No additional information is being released at this time. Memorial Hospital and Healthcare Center in Jasper has updated its COVID-19 dashboard. As of Monday morning, 188 tests have been submitted, 157 negative tests have been submitted, and 15 test results are pending, with 13 positive results in Dubois County. Please remember, a patient's address will determine what county reports the positive case, not the county where the test was administered. For more information, visit mhhcc.org. Indiana's COVID-19 numbers have been updated. As of Monday morning, the Indiana State Department of Health is reporting 350 deaths, 8,236 positive cases, and 44,539 individuals have been tested for the virus. By county basis, Dubois has 13 cases, Spencer with 3, Perry has 3, Martin County with 5, Daviess County has 10 cases and 1 death. Orange has 18 cases with 3 deaths. Crawford, 12 cases. Posey has 5. Lawrence has 71 cases with 7 deaths. Gibson with 4. Warwick with 38 cases and 2 deaths. Vanderburgh has 57 cases and 1 death. To see a map of cases by county, head to in.gov/ISDH. State health officials say drive-through coronavirus testing sites are getting ready to open in 4 Indiana cities for medical workers, first responders, and essential workers with symptoms of COVID-19. The Indiana State Department of Health says free drive-through testing for medical workers, first responders, and essential workers with COVID-19 symptoms is scheduled to run Monday through Friday in Evansville and Sellersburg, Indiana, Southern Indiana, and in Gary and Fort Wayne in Northern Indiana. 2 residents and 5 staff members at Ketchum Memorial Nursing Center in Odin have tested positive for COVID-19. Ketchum Memorial Nursing Center Administrator Kathy Whitmer says in a statement released Saturday that while they strive for transparency in everything they do, they want the public to understand that they are bound by federal guidelines under the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, more commonly known as HIPAA laws. These laws protect the privacy of residents and staff who may not want their conditions known. Their medical directors follow all established federal laws, and they notify families of any change in the medical conditions of loved ones. As of Saturday, 2 residents and 5 staff members of Ketchum Memorial have tested positive for COVID-19. The residents and employees are in quarantine. Public health officials were notified as required, and Ketchum Memorial is following procedures recommended by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Indiana Governor Eric Holcomb has announced a way to track the state's spending on COVID-19. Indiana's Economic Relief and Recovery Team will be chaired by the Office of Management and Budget, or the OMB, Director Chris Johnston and Secretary of Commerce Jim Schellinger. The team chairs will be advised by a committee of business leaders with extensive public service background. For more information, visit our website at WJTS.tv. Indiana's gambling revenue plunged in March after the state banned large gatherings to stem the spread of the coronavirus, forcing the closure of casinos and the cancellation of major sporting events. The state received about $29 million in gambling tax revenue last month, a drop of 52% from roughly $60 million in February. The Indiana Gaming Commission ordered 11 casinos and 2 horse track racing casinos to close March 16th after large social gatherings were banned. The casino's total revenue was $98 million in March, down from $196 million in February. Bettors wagered about $75 million, a fall of about 60%. The Memorial Hospital's Counseling Center is now offering both telemedicine and teletherapy appointments. These new services include mental health assessments, consultations, and counseling services to residents through a smartphone or tablet. Immediate openings for both telemedicine and teletherapy services are now available for both new and established patients. To learn more about these services and to schedule appointments, contact Memorial Counseling Center at 812-996-5780, option 1. The Indiana Department of Natural Resources is making changes to restrictions on state park properties. As of now, the properties are still open for day-use outdoor recreation, such as hiking or biking on paved trails, boating, fishing, and geocaching. Entrance gate admission fees are also temporarily waived due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The following new camping and trail use restrictions were put in place this week. All campgrounds on DNR properties are closed through April 30th. The trail at the Spring Shelter, Artesian Well, and the shelter itself at Pokagon State Park are closed. Bicycling on unpaved trails and all horseback riding is suspended at all DNR properties. Some high-impact adventure trails at state parks are closed for safety. These closures include most of the hiking trails at Turkey Run, Shades, and Clifty Falls, and around half of O'Bannon Woods trails. Guests at DNR properties should be prepared for limited restroom use and all campground comfort stations and modern restrooms to be closed. For more information, visit on.in.gov/DNR COVID-19. Businesses across the state are continuing to struggle because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Several businesses have been forced to lay off employees, cut hours, or reduce pay because of the public health emergency. More than 146,000 individuals filed for unemployment in Indiana just last week alone. In the past, the highest amount in a single week was 28,000 during the 2009 recession. Due to this, the Indiana Department of Workforce Development, which oversees the unemployment insurance system, is working hard to help Hoosiers. State Senator Mark Messmer explains how to be eligible for benefits and much more.
You must be unable to work because you've been ordered quarantined by a doctor, because you need to care for your children while their school or daycare is closed, or because your employer has shut down or laid you off due to COVID-19. If you choose to stay home and not work during the pandemic, even though your employer is still operating and you have not been told to stay home by a doctor, you will likely not be eligible for unemployment benefits. If your hours have been reduced due to COVID-19, you may be eligible for benefits, but any benefits you receive will be reduced to reflect that you have earned partial income from your employer. In addition, the CARES Act, which was recently passed by Congress, allows unemployment claimants to get an extra $600 per week in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. The DWD expects this extra money to start appearing in Hoosier benefit payments around April 20th, and they will receive the extra payment retroactive to March 29th. The CARES Act also makes self-employed individuals and gig workers temporarily eligible for unemployment benefits during the COVID-19 pandemic. However, states across the country have to change their application and approval process to recognize these individuals in the unemployment insurance system. DWD has not yet determined when they will be able to start approving unemployment benefits for these individuals.
For more information, visit in.gov/DWD. Here you will find helpful resources, including an archive video from this week answering common questions about unemployment during the COVID-19 pandemic. And as always, feel free to contact Messmer's office directly with your questions and concerns by email at senator.messmer@iga.in.gov or by phone at 800-382-9467. We'll take a look at your weather forecast when we come back on 18 WJTS.